Well, hey kiddies, Retro Dad. I know it's been a while since I said hello, and I want to apologize for that. And for you new subscribers, thank you so much for watching these videos. I really appreciate the support. Well, this is going to be a different kind of video. I usually do a end of the year video the last couple of years. This one's going to be a little bit different. I'm going to talk about the overall Volume 4, which is kind of like our 4th season. I'm going to talk all about that and more after this. Oh, Volume 4. It was a year of ups and downs. Goals sought after, goals received, and goals missed. We started Volume 4 with the Retro Expo 2016, a 3-day event. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. There was a lot of crowds, and I got some great stuff. We had the Scalpers Dream with the NES Classic. It was the hot ticket item that could have made Nintendo millions. They squandered the opportunity and it came into the possession of greedy people who just wanted to make a quick buck. The Scalpers Dream. Black Friday rolled around and So Wrong's Retro Collecting talked about games to keep you in the black. The episode featured just multiple games on a disc or card, like the Mega Man X collection or Mega Man Anniversary collection. Instead of having multiple games, you can have multiple games on one disc or card. It saves you money and space. NES prices falling down. That was the name of this episode. NES prices were falling down around this time. NES prices last year, we saw games like Swamp Thing increase in price, while other ones continue to drop. And Swamp Thing's a terrible game. It really is. The controls are awful. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Then there was the Gift of Power, Retro Dad's Christmas special of that year. And we talked in detail about what the Nintendo Power was all about, what it meant to be. Not only did the episode feature Nintendo Power, it was heavily influenced by its predecessor, Nintendo Fun Club News. That episode featured a lot of that magazine. But I still stand by the Gift of Power. A lot of time and effort went into that episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Another expo rolled around in January, the PDX Swap Meet. The Swap Meet was a lot of fun, and I got some games, honestly, I didn't think I was going to get, like a PS4 game, Wild Guns Reloaded. Also got some great NES games and some really uncommon ones like Stanley. Once again, we discussed the NES Classic when it was discontinued by Nintendo. It was supposed to roll around this holiday season, and I didn't see any of these little guys in the wild. I wonder if any of you guys did. And I did see some SNES Classics, but none of the originals. Is the NES still worth collecting? This was a long video where I talked about prices and my own opinion. In the end, it's really up to you guys. I know some of you guys said it was worth it. Other people said no. My personal opinion has changed a lot since I originally did that video till now. And it's kind of on the borderline of it's not really worth collecting if you're going after every game. If you're going after some games, then do it. It's great because NES still has a lot of great games, but also has a lot of junky games. Games are not worth playing. But really, it's up to you, the individual, and your pocketbook. Do you have the money? Do you have the space? That's all important when you start going after an NES set. But for that video, we talked about is the NES still worth collecting? Once again, we rolled back to one of my favorite consoles, or my favorite console, the NES. We talked about why are NES prices so high? That video, in my opinion, still holds up. Surprisingly, I'm shocked at what the prices are right now. And I'll talk about that in a future episode. Then went to Calais 2017. It was a day where I got so many games. Games I've been wanting for a long time, like Kid Clown. Calais, in my opinion, is my favorite expo in the Pacific Northwest. At least the ones I go to. I don't go to Seattle's. I don't go to some of the other little small ones. At the big three, or the three I go a year, Calais, Portland Retro Expo, and the Video Game Swap Meet, Calais by far is my favorite. It was the one I had the best experiences at the last couple of years. It's always consistently been impressive. And John Hancock, I salute you again, sir, for an amazing event. These old skills just aren't what they used to be. So we talked about being a rusty gamer. I noticed that, man, my playing ability wasn't the same as I was just even a couple years ago. There are certain games, even today, like Wolfenstein 2, that kicks my ass all over the place. And I dominated the first Wolfenstein. I don't know if I'm just distracted or I'm just a rusty gamer. Just like that episode. Then we discuss is retro collecting dead? Now I have a lot to say on that topic still. You do see videos still pop up here and there on YouTube, is retro collecting dead? You hear point A and point B. Well, here's point C. I think they're both right. Yes and no. It all comes down to the individual. Myself, retro collecting isn't dead. It's just changed forms for me. And I'll talk about that when my big announcement comes in January. A bunch of us pre-ordered the SNES Classic, and it was taken away in malarkey. You heard me, straight up malarkey from Walmart. Now, I have a lot to say about the SNES Classic, and I decided not to do a video this year on that topic because I wanted to let the hype of it die down a little bit. So I'm going to look at this in 2018 and compare it to its younger brother, the NES Classic. We're going to look at the games, the system itself, and is it worth it? I was working on several videos around this time, around August. I was working on my Game Boy video, I was working on The Tale of Three Bonks, and a couple other videos that were in the pipeline. Now, some of them I am not going to release. One I want to release, it was filmed later on in August, called Don't Panic About NES Prices, and you'll see a little bit more on that one in January. But something happened, and I'm going to talk about that in January when the new year hits. I have a big announcement for this channel and for what's going to happen now on as we continue on with Sauron's retro collecting. So our big video that was released in October was not the Retro Expo. And that's usually when Volume 5 hits. I usually do it a little before the Portland Retro Expo. That's when the next season or volume happens. So technically, this video should be Volume 5, but no, we're keeping it with Volume 4. Volume 5 is starting in January. The Portland Retro Expo, the reason why I did not release that video is I didn't really film a whole lot. I was not happy at the Retro Expo. I was crowded. I'm going to talk about that in a future episode as well. There was some cool stuff, but overall, I was really disappointed in the Portland Retro Expo of 2017. Now, A Tale of Three Bonks, where I looked at 3 Bonks games, the NES, the Game Boy, and the original, the TurboGrafx 16. It was an episode with a lot of work, and now I didn't 100% finish the way I wanted it to, but I felt it had to be released because I had to do a video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and that's what come to this video. So that was Volume 4. Now, I didn't talk about every episode. I didn't talk about every little moment. We have our highlights and we have things that I wish I could talk more in detail about. But I just kind of want to do an overall for you guys. Kind of like a clip show. Because if it's the first time you've seen this show and you want to see what happened the last year, it's kind of what happened. There's some things in between and some things kept out. But I kind of want to just give like a little highlight reel. Well, kiddies, see you next year. I hope you guys have a great new year and you guys had happy holidays. Thank you so much for watching this video. More is coming. So have fun, go game, see you later.